Season 53, War number 9. Today we've matched up against LVT, and the bands are Ironheart, Joe Fixit, Professor X, Spider-Man 2099, and Lady Deathstrike. And my war team today is going to be Infamous Iron Man, Mr. Negative, and Photon. So grab the Secutor tactic there, and then we go in starting on Path 5 against this Wong. Taking this fight a couple times before. It's never a fight that I look forward to taking, even with Mr. Negative. It's just not very fun, but looking forward to hopefully getting out of this one. Looking pretty healthy. Activate my boost here, grab a combat regen, and we're just going to go in. Goal is just to get to an SP3, drop it with as much dark energy as possible. Last time I fought this placement, I made a mistake and let Wong stack up too many of his, or just a blue spell. And when he gets a blue spell, that means I can't really use my heavy attack to knock him down before the SP3, because I'm going to trigger a Fury buff and he's going to go unstoppable. Game lag sucks. Just look at all that. This was before 60 FPS came out. I'm doing none of my war in 60 FPS because I want to get acclimated to it a bit more before I actually use it for war, where I really care about not dying. But once I'm fully used to it, I'll probably start running it. I'm just not ready for that yet. And yeah, again, none of my fights are going to be taken with that. I'm going to lose all my dark energy here, just block the SP2. I'm not feeling too happy about how this is going so far. I'm just trying to ramp up a little bit of my energy, and then I'm going to go for an evade eventually. Oh, actually, I'm just going to eat an SB1 because yeah, okay. This fight, man, I just mess this one up every time. It's, in theory, not as hard as I make it out to be. I just apparently can't do it right. Either way, we use the SP3 as the knockdown, do a bunch of the direct damage, and he's still at 42%. So, yeah. Now I'm not feeling very good. I'm just like, okay, let me try to kill him with basic attacks at this point. Just anything to get out of this fight as fast as possible, because this just sucks. Going for an evade there. I'm gonna parry, knock down, get rid of protection, and then I'm gonna go for an evade there. Kind of risked an unfazed trigger, but luckily it didn't happen. And there we go. He's finally dead. But yeah, that fight sucks. That fight sucks so much. Alright, next up we're fighting Negasonic Teenage Warhead on node 14. I'm using Photon here. I could use iDoom as well, but I want to ramp up some of Photon's charges for the next couple fights I have with her. And since I've been able to do this one with Photon many times, it's chill. What isn't chill is, once again, just look at this lag, dude. I swear, it's never this bad. I don't even know. I don't think it's my phone either. I mean, maybe it is, and it's just, I think more people are struggling with it than in actuality, but it's really bad. Anyway, Dex the SP1, Dex and counter her SP1s. That's just how you take this fight with Photon. And then I need to be aware of when that evade's going to come back, because I need to get on cooldown as fast as possible, as I'm going to do right there. So now I just need to parry, light attack. I'm in pure light form, and we drop the SP2. I give her some of her power charges, which I didn't intend to do. I just didn't notice it. Notice that was off cooldown, I should say. It's a little annoying, but whatever. Gonna go for the knockdown there, and now we're still okay. I'm gonna drop a big SP2 in a second, and does that kill her? Yeah, I think it does. There we go. That's Negasonic down, and we move on to Path 9 here. It was at this point in the war where I was getting ready for bed, and then I was able to get both my Odin pre-fight and my boss opened up, so I decided to boost up and get all of the remaining fights done at this point. Gonna boost really, really hard for this one, even though, spoiler alert, the war was lost. I already knew this was an L when I was taking these fights, but I'm gonna make sure that I put all the extra boosts like power backs and SP3 defense boosts and stuff like that, and then a PS1, just because I don't want to die. I want my first ever Deathless season, which I, including this one, have 4 wars remaining to get. So This Werewolf, I have Odin pre-fights from another Alliance member, so the bleed and shock hazard shift stuff, it doesn't really matter. What does matter is the power focus node and just Werewolf being Werewolf, but he also is dead before I can even talk much about how the fight goes. And now we move on to Magneto, another tactic defender that we're using Photon for. And yeah, this one is just like don't parry, and then it's just a Magneto. So I need to find a way to get my openings, which is annoying. You did see me start with the light attack there, which I don't use for most champs in war. I used it there because if I got parried, then she'd go untouchable and it wouldn't matter anyway. But in general, I don't suggest that. And here, my SB1 counters are going to be really off in this fight, and I don't really know why. I just didn't get them right. But it's whatever, I guess. Here he got the power gain, but I can't miss, so I just have to deal with his power for a second. There's another SB1 that I couldn't counter for some reason. Again, it's just annoying, but whatever. He's gonna die in a moment here. Is it with this SB2? Yeah, it is. So that's my path fights. Now we just have mini-bosses. I only have two. Well, one mini-boss and one final boss. But we're going to start with this Bishop here. Taken this fight many times with iDoom. It's really not that hard. But then again, Bishop is not that much for iDoom to take, unless it's on like path 6. Anyway, I just need to get my armor up back, so I'm going to Dex to trigger Power Snack, and then I have the armor up, and now I have my immunities and all my power control things for Bishop and stuff like that. And once I get the heal block from Tactic up, the Power Snack node is going to get controlled by the ability power rate reduction, and that's going to be really helpful, obviously. So it's just about making sure I have that heal block up at all times, and then drop the SB2s. They do some pretty nice damage, and just keep cycling those. I don't think I played this one the best by managing Bishop's power, like keeping it really high. I don't think I did a very good job of that, but it's fine. I'm just going to eat the power swing damage because it's my last iDoom fight. I don't really care about how much health I come out with as long as it is above 1%, or technically 0%. So yeah, there we go, that's Bishop, and then my final fight of the war is going to be Mr. Negative versus this Enchantress boss. This is my 8th Enchantress this season, and I think like my 5th boss with Negative, Enchantress boss with Negative this season. One thing I didn't notice at the time though is that I have this Sacrifice for Your Sanctum cross-fight from Wong. I actually had a mild panic attack when I saw that, because I was like, oh crap, how is this going to affect the fight? Turns out it doesn't affect the fight too much. I was worrying about it a bit more than I needed to be, because it's not really going to change how I need to play this. If anything, it just means she's got an SB1 for me to counter earlier, which is decent for managing the power charge gain. So, I don't know. It was just kind of there. Gonna go for a couple dexes, and then I go for an evade there. I just need her to throw another heavy attack real quick. Gonna go for an SB2 with 19 Dark Energy, which places 20 degens, and then we're just gonna try to push her red with an invul boost like usual. I don't have a white Magneto pre-fight giving me extra attack for this one, but I don't really need to have it. It's all good. So yeah, this Enchantress is now below half health. So I just need to build up to another SB2 with a decent bit of Dark Energy, and hopefully that's going to do the job. I'm at a very nice health percentage right now. This boss just went really well. This is probably my cleanest Enchantress boss, which, yeah, spoiler alert, I'm going to solo this fight. But as you can see, like, I'm just really set up for success here. She's at 14 tactic charges, which is exactly where I want her to be, because I need to get to a position where I can kill her with my special 2 while also pushing her red with my SB2, I should say, and ideally killing her right after that. Just throw the relic into the air. I don't really care if it connects or not, because I'm gonna get her to throw an SB3 soon after anyway, and she's at 8%. Degens after the special 3 are gonna finish her off. And then we finish this Enchantress with above 80% health. Looks like 83% health. So there we go. That's my war. that's my war against LVT, War 9, all that. We did lose the war by quite a bit. Kind of expected that to happen because LVT is a ridiculously good alliance. But we didn't play that bad. 13 deaths it's not great, but it's close to what we average or something like that. But my battle group only gave 1 death, so really, really proud of them. But yeah, now we need to win a good bit to get this back into Masters for this season. Hoping that we can have a nice end to the season, but we'll see who we match and stuff like that. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.